And I was like, I'm done. I want a divorce. And he sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold.
5 women, 5 divorces, and none of them went as planned. Custody battles, loneliness, regret, the shocking truth behind each choice you'll see until the very end.
I'm getting divorced, and my soon-to-be ex-husband doesn't want me to have custody of the kids. I'm like in shock. The second I read it, I started breaking down crying. Like, I literally just got the papers 5 minutes ago. This is his proposed parenting plan. That I have visitation, supervised visitation of my own kids once a month on Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 3. And I'm like flabbergasted because I was the primary caretaker, primary parent of our kids for the past 5 years. The past 5 years, I have been the primary parent, and now he doesn't want me to have custody at all. Or I don't even know if, like, does visitation count as custody? I literally have no idea. When I filed for divorce, I wanted to do 50-50 parenting plan. And since I have relocated to Florida, I'm staying with a friend, that oh my God, I'm just so annoyed. I did 50-50, right? A month on, month off, so there's not much transfer. I'm so annoyed, actually. Now I'm just realizing that the reason why he was able to file is because I gave him my address. I let him know where I was living, and that's why he was able to file, and that's why he was talking to me. I'll show you the text messages right now. Here's the text message with me and him. Monday, he texts me, "Are you staying with Rachel, my friend?" And he knows where Rachel is. I said, yes, and I referred to a question. You know when Monday was? The 21st, and he filed on the 22nd. I'm actually so pissed at myself. All I wanted was to have a conversation to see where his head was at, what he was doing. He said that, "Oh, I don't think the kids are ready to see you." And this is why I didn't want him knowing my location. I literally, did not explicitly tell him my location. And then the second I gave him my location, he stopped responding to me at all and went ahead and filed this god-awful parenting plan so that I don't have my kids anymore. Like, what the He literally, right before I left, was getting a job where he was working Monday through Friday. Previously, he had a more flexible schedule. He was going to work Monday through Friday so I can watch the kids Monday through Friday while he watches them on the weekends, which I'm pretty sure that's 70-30, right, in percentages. Like, what the actual
This woman clearly acted impulsively, thinking she could control everything after the divorce without considering that decisions like moving to another state and revealing her whereabouts could affect child custody. She had been the primary caregiver for her kids for 5 years, but she didn't think about the legal consequences of her actions. This shows what happens when personal desires are prioritized over responsibility. The court recognized the need for balance in raising children, proving that motherhood isn't just a right, it's a duty that must be respected, even after conflicts.
Tomorrow is my divorce day, and it's been a lot, to say the least. This moment I have equally dreaded and looked forward to, and the fact that it is now coming to an end officially tomorrow is mind-blowing. I cannot wait. I'm so impressed and proud of myself that I have been able to get through this divorce.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
Alone. To be 25 years old and doing something of this caliber is huge. I am the youngest out of my friends to be married, and now I'm the youngest out of my friends to be divorced.
What? What?
So I'm gonna hold that with a lot of pride.
Many months later.
Tomorrow's Christmas, and I'm just crying because of how hard it's been. I feel like I'm trying to prove to myself I can be strong. It's really painful dealing with the loss of everything. Not having my husband.
She shows a romanticized and selfish view of divorce. as a test of personal strength, more focused on her own sense of triumph than on the impact of her decision on the marriage or the kids. Her story is centered on personal validation, ignoring the emotional responsibility that comes with ending a family bond. A man with traditional values would see this as a dangerous idealization of divorce. Choices made without emotional maturity may bring temporary freedom, but they leave gaps of regret and loneliness.
The court notified me that my final decree of divorce has been approved by the judge. I know that it sucks being alone. I come home and I'm alone. I go everywhere alone. I don't hardly talk to him anymore. I don't blame him. I filed for the divorce. So I'm sure people are wondering, well, you filed. Why are you so upset? Why are you crying? Just because you make a decision that you think is going to end up making things better doesn't mean that you have to give up the fact that you love that person or that you did it because you were trying or whatever. I've never met anybody like him. And I've never loved anybody like him either. But I don't want a divorce. I still am very much in love with my husband.
This woman highlights the contradiction between desire and action. She filed for divorce, but still has strong emotional attachment to her husband. This shows a lack of reflection and planning before making serious decisions. A traditional man would see this as the result of impulsiveness, where fleeting feelings are confused with rationality. The pain she feels is a direct consequence of not aligning her choices with emotional responsibility, proving that ending a marriage can't be based solely on temporary emotions.
Decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce. I texted my therapist, our marriage counselor, and I was like, I need to tell him that I want a divorce, but I want to do it in a session so that there's like a mediator present. We sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? The therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying and I was like, I want a divorce. You know, it's hard for me to like say the words. And I was like, I'm done. I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? So he responded right away and he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. And that was that. And I just was like, I looked at my therapist and I was just like kind of stunned. We went home that night. We didn't speak. He slept on the couch. I woke up and went to work the next day, came home. He was playing PlayStation that night. I sat next to him. We hadn't talked in 24 hours. And I said, can we talk about what happened yesterday? And he was just playing, just looking straight ahead. And he's like, what's to talk about? In my mind, I'm thinking, it's our last ditch effort to like steer the ship around, you know? And I was like, so what are we going to do? And he just kept playing. And he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. He had done things within that 24 hours. He had opened up the filing folder of his single man life and went ahead and got all the shit done.
Yeah.
Here we see a determined woman, completely ignoring the impact of her words and actions on her partner. She wanted to handle everything dramatically, perhaps expecting an emotional reaction, but her husband remained unmoved. This shows how many women underestimate the effect of male objectivity and self-control when faced with emotional strategies. A man with traditional values would recognize that in this scenario, the woman got exactly what she planted. By focusing on her own will and ignoring respect and dialogue, she encountered a partner who simply moved on with his life, proving that life doesn't bend to female expectations.